In this video, I'm going to be making a game in 3 hours. I'm doing this both to improve my game dev skills and to try and make a fun game for the weekly try jam. The theme for the jam is Leave Me Alone, and it took me a while, but I eventually came up with a really simple and easily doable idea for the game. Basically, people don't like you, so they start throwing tomatoes at you, and you have to dodge all the tomatoes by ducking and jumping in order to be left alone. First, I made a rectangle, which after some simple coding can now jump and duck, which somehow took 20 minutes. I then made some pixel art for a player, which looks questionable and kind of like a potato. I gave it some animations for standing still, jumping and crouching, which I assigned to the corresponding actions. I also made sure the player can only jump or crouch while they're on the ground. This took me over an hour and a half, as I had pretty much no idea what I was doing. I created a tomato sprite and made a system which spawns it at a random height every few seconds and moves and rotates it across the screen. I also made sure that the tomatoes get thrown faster and more frequently over time. Later, I switched to having only 2 different lanes where the tomatoes can spawn, making it much easier to tell if you need to duck or jump over them. After this, I had only 10 minutes left. So, I quickly made a point counter which increases as each tomato passes you, and a death screen which is shown when a tomato hits you. With only a couple of minutes left, I added some text explaining why tomatoes are flying at you, which shows at the start of the game. At this point, I had only 40 seconds left to add sounds, trails behind the tomatoes, and fancy graphics effects. But, of course, I ran out of time. In 3 hours, I managed to make a fully functioning game with a score, a way to lose, and a way to avoid losing. However, before submitting it to the game jam, I decided to add a few things I didn't get time for, like trails behind the tomatoes, sounds, and post-processing, which all make the playing experience much better. Overall, this challenge was really fun, and helped me practice my game dev skills in a short time while still producing a decently fun game. Next time, I might try to make a game in 30 minutes, which will not be easy, so make sure you subscribe for that.